Grayson tweeted a screenshot of the FEC record showing that Kara had done the unthinkable. She and her husband donated to former President Trump's campaign. Let me point that out to you. So a competitor, a fellow influencer, goes into the FEC public records and determines that the other competitor donated to a Trump campaign and therefore puts it out. What do you think this person thought was going to happen? Of course they thought that, hey, I can get a mob going after this one and that'll take her out and then I'll grow. And I'm sure there was spite just because it was a Trump supporter. So now we're using a political vote to take out competition. Guys, is that really where we want to go? We're being told unity, 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 unity. Is this unity? So if you are a liberal, I really want to ask you, is this really where you want things to go? And you can't just say, well, don't vote for Trump and it won't happen, because they're coming for you too, because you're not extreme enough. And it's the extremists that win in this type of thing. There's an old story, which I actually told my young adults one time, that in the Soviet Union, during a Stalin speech, everybody was afraid to stop clapping. Now, why was that? Because the person who stopped first was considered not enthusiastic enough for the party. And when you're in a system like that, what happens is those who aren't enthusiastic enough, those who aren't extreme enough, those who aren't pure enough, they get done away with. And the original starters of a revolution are the first ones to get lined up against the wall because they're loose ends. They're the useful idiots. And so if you sit and you say, well, it's not happening to me, so it's okay, you're next. Because at some point, you won't be extreme enough for the extremists. And I guarantee you there will be somebody who comes out who's more extreme than AOC. Actually, we saw it in Portland. We saw under the mayoral election, the person running against Ted Wheeler was an Antifa member. Super extreme. She was super extreme. She barely lost too. And she made Ted Wheeler look like a tight conservative by comparison. And so these extremists will always come out and they'll come forward and they'll be worse and worse and worse. And everybody to the right of them, which could include our old extremists from 10 years ago, they'll be the ones that end up getting betrayed. And you have to wake up, because sooner or later, you got to realize the system isn't working for you. It's working against you. There were people in the gulags who thought they were sent to the gulag because the Communist Party was always right. They couldn't possibly fathom that the Communist Party had done some ill towards them. A lot of them thought, these communist purists thought that something wrong had happened. They'd made a mistake. It'll get worked out. It'll be okay. No, you're there for numbers. You're there for quotas. You're there because somebody knew it was either them or you. You're there because somebody needed an advancement. And this type of system is a blood-sucking system where everybody turns and stabs each other in the back just to make sure they're safe. And this baby sleep expert, that type of stuff, we're only 1-2 steps in. This is just the beginning. And don't be surprised if a couple years down the road, Grayson gets completely doxxed, completely blown out of the water because Grayson didn't do enough for the next extreme candidate.